An entire world is ready
for you to start your career teaching the path to wellness.
Mastering the science of mindfulness.
And the art of coaching.
To help clients achieve mental, emotional, and physical betterment of life.
Through movement,
nutrition,
recovery, and regeneration.
Because impacting one person impacts a family.
Impacting a family impacts a community.
And impacting a community impacts the world.
Become an NASM certified wellness coach.
Hey everyone, welcome to our Strong Mind, Strong Body podcast. I'm your host, Angie Miller, and I have a question for you. So what do you do? Let's say that we're at a party or we're in an elevator and I ask you that question. Well, if you're like many of today's fitness professionals, you know the challenge of answering this question when in fact you have a very dynamic skill set. And really that is all the rage in today's marketplace, being multifaceted and having a multifunctional skill set and diversity in what we're able to do. So having soft skills like emotional intelligence and adaptability mixed with those hard skills like social media marketing are what make you so marketable, and they add dimension to your work with clients. So that's why today I'm doing this special segment on how to answer that question. So what do you do? And also to tell you why you, in fact, are more marketable. So, it used to be kind of the norm that you would choose one career for life. You were consistent, you were loyal to one company, and your path was very linear in nature. And maybe having a side hustle or another area of interest where you actually made money was very much probably far from the norm. But today, that idea of having a multifaceted career with a diverse skill set, it's not only more acceptable, it's also more popular. And according to a large body of research, it can make you more marketable and lead you to even greater success. But for me personally, the best part about having this multifaceted or multi-dimensional career is that it offers personal autonomy, our ability to act on our own interests and our own values, and to self-legislate or self-govern, if you will, our own path, which really in essence means that we get to choose our path and we get to create our path, a path that doesn't just benefit a company or an organization, but one that benefits you and one that benefits me and makes us feel fulfilled from the inside out. So these are paths that spotlight our skills and interests, because really, in truth, so many of us, we're multi-dimensional by nature. A lot of us, we have this creative side that we like to tap into, and then we might have this more scientific or technical side. And if we're lucky, we can really tap into both sides and create this life where we're actually able to flourish personally and professionally. Recently I was in Arizona and I was doing some work and visiting some friends. And I have a good friend and she's a civil engineer by trade, but she's also this amazing yoga teacher. And she has been deep diving into Eastern medicine and holding retreats for women using Eastern medicine methodologies. She's literally tapping into both sides of her brain, her creative side and then her more analytical engineering side. And she's finding a way to do what she loves on both ends of the spectrum. And really that leads me to what inspired this whole episode for me. It's that I can relate to my friend and to so many of you out there who come into the fitness space with this multifaceted skill set. And you don't want to choose one or the other. You don't want to choose your former career in marketing or your fitness career. Maybe you want to keep both careers and you want to blend your skills to make an even greater impact. So, whether you're still that marketing expert, that engineer, that attorney, or a multitude of other careers, or whether you left that field behind and now you're coming into the fitness space, I hear you, I see you, and I think it's amazing that you're entering this space. And I'm fascinated by what you're going to bring to this space thanks to your unique skills and experiences. That's why I've devoted this whole episode to you. So, first, I want to tell you the answer to that powerful question of what do you do when what you do is multidimensional? And then I want to tell you why I think it's kind of amazing and some of the top reasons why a multifaceted skill set is going to help you to be more successful. So, again, I'm Angie Miller, and we are here with Strong Mind, Strong Body talking about so what do you do? And why is a multifaceted skill set so powerful? So the truth is that question, so what do you do, used to just absolutely haunt me. I struggled with the answer for decades. And for those who do one thing, it's so cut and dry. But for those of us who don't, it's actually a challenge to encapsulate it. I found it so difficult to get this clear, concise, kind of one-liner answer that encompasses not just what I do, but why I do it and what I ultimately stand for. What's my mission? And that was to bridge fitness and mental health. So you might be in a similar conundrum, if you will. Your expertise in marketing or PR or business or whatever it is, that really can enhance your work with clients. But how do you encapsulate that when someone asks you that question? So I have some potential answers, and I just want you, pick one, pick three, write to me, tell me which one worked for you. All right. So next time you're at a party or you're in an elevator, here's my top list on how you can answer that question. So what do you do? So I have 5 options. Number 1, you could just simply answer, I do a number of different things and leave it at that. That invites other people to explore and ask you more about what that means or not. But you just gave a simplistic answer. You owned the fact that you are multidimensional. You were upfront about it and just stated with confidence. I found myself over the years almost being apologetic when people would ask me that question, like, oh, sorry, this could take a while. How long do you have? Or I would feel the need to validate why I wanted to bridge fitness and mental health and why I thought that that was important. But really, no apologies needed and no explanation unless the conversation leads to one. So just use clear, concise language. Keep it short, keep it bold like a soundbite, and be proud that you're multidimensional with unique talents that you want to share with the world. The bolder and the more enthusiastic you are, the more you claim your space and just say, I do several different things, the more likely it will lead to an in-depth conversation. And that's where you can deep dive and actually sell your skills if it's somebody that you think is a person you'd like to sell your skills to. So another option on that pivotal question of, so what do you do? You can just come up with a title. So come up with one main overarching title that encapsulates what you do. For me, instead of saying, well, I'm a fitness educator, I'm a writer, I'm a podcast host, I'm a speaker, I'm an NASM master instructor, I could just say, I'm a mental and physical health specialist, or I'm a mental and physical health clinician. I've used both, and I don't use them loosely though, because I have credentials to support both. So just make sure that whatever title you come up with, you can back it up. Or sometimes, I just call myself an educator because it's at the core of what I do. I offer psychoeducation to my clients in mental health. I'm a fitness educator. I educated at a university level. I started out a school teacher. At the core of everything I do, I want to offer education to my clients. So, again, I'm Angie Miller. This is Strong Mind, Strong Body. And I'm talking to you, that multifaceted fitness professional out there who's entered this space and you have so much to offer. And somebody comes up and says, "So, what do you do?" And you're trying to come up with a good answer. So, number three, another option is a two-part answer. I see this one a lot on Instagram, and I worked with a marketing coach who taught me this one as well. And it goes like this: I help blank do blank. So when you do this, you're less worried about a title. You don't get caught up in a title, and you're more in tune to what you can do for others, which is really all they want to hear, right? What can you do for me? What's in it for me? How can you help me? That's what people want to know. It's not so much what your title is, but is there something about what you do that might benefit them? That's where you have a captive audience. So this should speak to your mission. It should be at the core of what you do and why you do it. So for me, I could say I help men and women improve their mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Or sometimes I just say I help men and women get healthy from the inside out. Whatever you want to say, you could say I empower men and women to get strong. Whatever is broad, but states your ultimate purpose. Maybe it's just I empower individuals to better health. Boom, mic drop. You've just let anyone who's asking know that your ultimate goal is to help everybody feel healthy. So this should be something really compelling, though, that piques people's interest, and something that also speaks to your drive, the reason you do what you do and what got you to this space in the first place. So maybe instead of I help, you could use the word I harness. So like I harness my skills as a trainer to create a better you. I've got lots of options for you here. I could go on and on. I could do a whole episode on what you could call yourself. But ironically, I struggled with that question for years. So I can help you. Sometimes it's hard to help ourselves. So number four, when somebody asks you that question, so what do you do? I would suggest that you nuance your answer to fit your audience. This may mean that you just choose one aspect of your career or your professional identity to answer. And that really depends on where you're at the time. So let's say I speak at mental health conferences and also fitness conferences. So let's say that I'm at a mental health conference. I may only want to speak to my work in mental health and state that I'm a mental health therapist because maybe I want to be seen as an expert among like-minded professionals. But I've also gone the other way with this. I've also spoken at mental health conferences where I do the opposite. I want to stand out and I want to showcase my skills as a health and fitness professional and as an educator to show that I can offer something unique to the world of mental health. So I may just say, well, I'm a health and fitness professional, or I'm the creator of emotional motion. Well, that always gets people going. And then right away, they're like, well, what's that? And then I get to say, you know what? It's a boutique coaching program that I've developed that helps women transform their mental, physical, and emotional health. And that right there shows them that I bridge mental health and fitness. So for you, you can nuance it according to your audience too. It just depends. How do you want to spotlight your skills depending on the person or the audience that you're speaking to? It's kind of like a bio. I'm constantly reworking my bio. And for every conference that I submit that I want to speak to, I nuance my bio a little bit differently because I know that every conference reaches a little bit different of an audience. So I want to know who that target audience is and I want to speak to them. But again, still staying in my lane, but just really spotlighting my skills. So again, I'm Angie Miller. This is Strong Mind, Strong Body. And I'm talking to you, the multifaceted fitness professional or the multifaceted coach or physical therapist, whoever you are out there who comes with this diverse skill set. And you go somewhere and somebody asks you, so what do you do? And you want to really get it down in a nutshell. So number five, how about a 10-second elevator speech? This is a short condensed version of who you are and what you do. It could be something memorable that's going to create an association in their mind. Oh, that's that girl who works with the body and the mind. That's what I want people to think. Something that will capture their attention and stay with them. Something simple that they can remember. No more than one sentence is what I've always been taught. I've always been taught that it's like a soundbite or like a banner that you see flying on the back of a plane. It's a tagline. Something that makes this person think, I want to work with her or I want to work with him. And it makes them think about a way that they would benefit by your services or your specialty. So again, if somebody asks you that question, so what do? You could give them a 10-second elevator speech, which is really just a tagline. You can nuance your answer to fit your audience. You could say, I help blank do blank. Okay. That's that 2-part answer. You could give them just a simple title, or you could just start with, I do a number of different things. So I give you 5 different options to answer that question. I'm sure you have lots more. I would actually love to hear from you on how you answer that question if you're a multifaceted fitness professional. So part 2 of this episode, I promised you that I would tell you some of the reasons why I think you are more marketable based on the fact that you're coming in with this diverse skill set and how I think it can help you in your work with your clients. So I just have a top 4 list, a short and sweet. So number 1, this diverse skill set that you have, it means that you have gained exposure and it allows you to think outside of the box. You're thinking more than just the way a fitness pro thinks. Thanks to your exposure to all these different disciplines, or at least one other discipline, you think cross-functionally. You're able to incorporate your skills to build your business. Also, you've learned these best practices from multiple businesses. This is why a lot of times I get my husband's opinion, because even though he doesn't have a multifaceted career and he's always been a person who likes to work for one company and stay very linear. For that reason, he's actually a good sounding board because he can level me out and he can help me see things through a sales and a business lens, which is not necessarily something that I'm good at. I'm good at selling other people. I'm not necessarily so good at selling myself. So this exposure that you gain and these best practices that you learn, you've kind of learned what works and what doesn't work in other fields, or at least one other field. Maybe you know about marketing or you have PR skills. Maybe you have legal expertise, and all of those can be applied to your work as a fitness professional, and it can help you to avoid some of those stumbling blocks that those who have been in the fitness profession for years but haven't seen another industry might run into. So that broader scope also gives you exposure to different people and different areas of expertise. So I think, and a lot of the research supports, that it makes you more adaptable and more flexible because you've walked across multiple disciplines. Maybe you can put on an analytical hat, but maybe you also have a really good people skills hat. So number 2, another reason why I think these diverse skill sets are so powerful is that you're comfortable being uncomfortable. You know how, again, to flex, how to adapt, how to reinvent. And that is so powerful in today's career world where there's so much dynamic movement that's going on post-pandemic, and everyone is exploring best practices across disciplines. So you've got that one covered. You're comfortable being uncomfortable. So number 3, the reason why I think diverse skill sets are so important is that you build a powerful network. And I have to tell you, as much as I love the first 2, I really love this one. Because when you share space in multiple disciplines, you build a powerful network of expertise in so many areas. And the larger your network, the more access to a variety of resources you have. And so that means when you run into a glitch in your business or you hit a stumbling block, you know who to call. Or maybe you know who to call who actually knows who to call. So maybe you worked in marketing and you have a friend who has a ton of connections, and maybe you need legal expertise, but you don't know an attorney. You can tap into that friend who probably does know. So networking is huge. So last but not least, why do I think you, that multifaceted fitness professional, would benefit by having diverse skill sets is that you have a combination, chances are, of soft skills and hard skills, which adds more value to what you do. In 2019, LinkedIn released a report highlighting some of the most important soft skills and hard skills that are sought after in our career society. Some of the soft skills were creativity, persuasion, adaptability. Some of the hard skills were artificial intelligence, sales leadership, social media marketing. So when you mix hard skills and soft skills, you become a hybrid professional with a multiple facets of expertise. And that means, as fitness professionals, that's what we need. We need to be able to connect with our clients. We need to be able to reach them on a deeper level. We need those soft skills, those emotional intelligence skills, but we also need those hard skills. We need business skills and sales skills and marketing skills. So again, just to recap those top 4 reasons why I think you are more marketable is that chances are you have a blend of soft and hard skills. You are also comfortable being uncomfortable. You have built a powerful network and you've been able to gain exposure that allows you to think outside of the box. So you know what? While it may not have been the norm or it may not have been popular in the past, you being a hybrid professional is more marketable than ever. Being non-linear in your career path may not speak to everyone. But if it speaks to you, I guarantee you understand how dynamic it makes you and how much it has built your success and kept your life interesting and really helped you tap into your ultimate mission. So again, I'm Angie Miller. Thank you so much for joining me on this Strong Mind, Strong Body episode about multifaceted fitness professionals and how to answer that question. So what do you do? I'll see you next.